He said, Mommy said, I said, Mommy's not here, okay? Hold on, wait for it, all right? I said, Mommy's not here, I'm running Vegas, right? Go ride your bike. They're gone 20 minutes. Come back. Oldest one, holding his head, crying, screaming. Okay? I said, Tyson, what happened? He said, Brock bumped into me, made me wreck. I fell down, hit the curb. I said, okay, well, lay down, let me go get an ice pack. Brock comes in a few minutes later, he goes, Daddy, have you seen that knot on Tyson's head? I said, no, it's just a knot. He goes, it's big. So I said, Tyson, move your hand. He moved his hand. I went, oh, dear God. It was massive. Okay, it looked like a little person trying to grow out of the boy's forehead. And I said, okay, we got to get an ice pack on this because the mom was coming home in about 45 minutes, right? We got to get him healed up, right? I'm pressing on the boy's head trying to get this. Listen, I gotta get the knot down. Wait, hold on. I got the ice pack on it too, right? So my wife comes in, and she's coming in. I hear the garage door go up. I'm like, oh my. I was like, Brock, go do something. He's like, no, I want to see what Mommy says when she sees it. Boy, if you don't get out of this family room, I'm gonna push you down. He goes and plays. My wife's coming up the steps with the bag. She's got her some stuff, and I go over to get her to guide her into the kitchen. Because I don't need her to see this just yet. The knot hadn't gone down. So I get her in there and I said, oh, honey, tell me about your day. And she goes, who are you? I go, no, what'd you buy? Show me. She goes, hold on. And Tyson, by this time, my wife's in the kitchen. So all of a sudden now, he's lost both legs in this car accident, this bike accident, right? He starts to go, oh. I'm like, really? My wife said, what's wrong with Todd? I said, oh, he just had a bike wreck. He's okay. You know how boys are. It's no big deal. And she goes, well, oh. He sounds hurt. Let me go see my baby. I follow her in there. He sees her. Of course, now he's more injured. He's got an ice pack on his head. She goes, well, let me see it. He takes the ice pack off. She sees the knot. She goes, oh my gosh. And she looks at me. I look at him. And she said, Ty, this knot is right where your helmet would have been. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me, and she said, Ty, did you have your helmet on? He's looking at me. He goes, no. She said, I told y'all to wear your helmets, just for times like this. Why didn't you have the helmet on? By this time, he's ready to throw Daddy under the bus, right? I don't even get a chance to admit to what I've done. Tyson, he goes, Dad said, Brock by this time is back in the room. Brock said, Daddy said we didn't have to wear those helmets because he's the man of the house. I can't get on to him because I got to defend me, right? I said, I didn't say all that. I said they didn't need to wear the helmets. I said, listen, they're just riding their bikes. There's no sense in having body armor. I said, listen, if they could keep their balance, they'd be okay. Then I start reaching. I'm like, look, they 50% your kids, maybe it's your DNA causing them that. Don't do that. Yeah, that's not good. Don't do that. So I get in trouble, right? As the leader, I'm responsible for those boys. Looking back on it, I could have protected them by giving them the very equipment they needed to ride the bikes the right way. So they could be protected just in case. And I'm going to tell you something, as leaders, there are things that we can do to protect ourselves. There are things that we can do to start to put on some protection for the just in case. We can make sure we stay focused on the things that we want to do. That we're going to be slow and steady. To understand that winning a championship, it's not an accident. It's all about a plan. It's about being intentional. It requires sacrifice. It requires focus. But the more you do those things, the better off you're going to be, and you set yourself up. You set yourself up for to be a success. And so you look at this, and everybody wants to win, right? Everybody loves to win. Sometimes I walk through the airport with this just to mess with people, right? It's just one of those things that I bought to stay connected with my team. Everybody on my team loved wrestling, right? And so it was one of those things where, for me, being such a hardcore business person, I didn't have time for fun. I wanted them to stay focused on winning. Lo and behold, I buy this thing, $230 replica belt, to crown the sales champion for the week. Everybody got excited. Everybody got amped. They got so focused, you all revenues went up 20% over 60 days. Was it just the belt? No. But it was another step in the right direction of me helping my team. It was me keeping my hand on the pulse to know enough about what got them excited so they could be focused and want to win. And so as you look at this and you start to think, it's another incredible opportunity for you to be aware. Follow the game plan. If you haven't read Entre Leadership, you need to plug into it. If you're not listening to the podcast, you need to plug into that. Because you want to be intentional about growing you. The last thing you want to do is be a pretend leader. A pretend leader is dangerous. And so stay focused. Be committed to getting the things done that have to be done. On the financial side, have a game plan. The more you do that, the more success you can have. I'll finish with this. My boys, they love to watch TV. We watch Animal Planet all the time. We stopped watching it because they had a mating special on one week. Too many questions, you all, right? Way too many questions. And so I told them to put it on the Dynasty so we can sit down and watch that and just laugh, right? But my boys are coming in one time from a business trip, and all three of them are sitting on the couch together like this. And I'm thinking, what's going on? They're not moving, and they're sitting together, right? Well, they were watching a show about a guy that catches snakes, all right? And so all of them were sitting there like this. And so I walk in, I said, boys, what are you doing? He said, hold on, Daddy's here to catch a snake. Well, I'm fascinated by those shows too, so I'm sitting there, and the next thing you know, all four of us are doing this. Like we're practicing, right, to catch the snake. My wife comes in, she goes, what are y'all doing? I go, baby, hush, man's about to catch a snake. You gotta be focused. And so we gotta get ready. And so I remember sitting there like this, realizing, oh my, I need to explain to the boys that in a real snake situation, if Daddy's around, they need to run, right? And they need to run out of my path because I don't want to run over them, right? Because I'm going to run too. But here we are, because you know how it is. You've seen stuff on TV, and you thought, I can do that. Right? You've watched stuff on TV and said, you know what, I can do that. It's not that hard. I can do that. Lo and behold, 2 weeks pass. I'm sitting at the computer, and my oldest son, Tyson, who has no fear of anything, he comes in, he says, Daddy, how do you know if a snake is poisonous? And I said, what? What are you talking about? He said, well, the man on the show said if the eyes are circular. And I thought, oh dear God, let me talk to the boy, right? Because if they're slanted, it's supposed to be dangerous, circular, they're safe. I said, Tyson, let's not look at the snake's eyes. Let's treat all of them as dangerous, right? That way you stay alive. Move on. Next week, he's coming in, I'm typing on the computer, working on something. He said, Daddy, is this poisonous? I heard it, but I didn't really hear it, you know? It was kind of one of the things I thought, what is he talking about? I turn around, he's holding a snake. Okay, that's just one of the little green ones, but my heart didn't know that. I almost pass out, right? I let out a scream like a small woman, right? Which cracked him up to hear his daddy's voice go that high, right? And his laughing at him went off, and we got it out of the house, and then I thought, go show your mother. That was funny too. That's another story for another day. But the key to the lesson was this. Here he was watching this TV show, practicing how to catch a snake. Not only did he watch it, he retained it. And he put it into practice, because he caught one. What I want you to do is to make sure as you spend time here today, and you're watching and we're talking about what great leaders do, that you go back and practice it. That you go back and do it. Because I want your business to catch something too. I want it to catch fire. I want you to take it to another level. Because you just didn't get information. You put that information into practice. And remember what I told you. Information without application is simply information. Information with application becomes the opportunity to become